What is going on, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. Thank you as always for being here. Hope you're feeling good. Hope you're doing well. Today we're going to listen to Rush. It has been a long time since we've listened to Rush. We covered some of their albums just like bop, 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 and then I gave it a break. So I'm finally giving them a little bit of a return with their track Subdivisions off of their album Signals. It's the first track off of their album. Released in 1982. We had actually listened to a few tracks off of this album already in the past, so I just figured let me just come back to this one really quick. So really quick, Subdivisions, I don't know if I've heard this song or not, because the title is familiar. There's always a possibility I've heard it, and of course I'll let you know if I have. But off the top of my head, I don't think so, but I'll let you know for sure as we get into the music. By the way, before we jump in, every once in a while, I'll see a comment on like different videos that say like, "Hey, you sound a little quieter today," or "Hey, why are you quieter?" Here's literally why I'm quiet sometimes and why I'm not quiet other times. Right now, wife isn't home. I ain't gotta be quiet. When the wife is home, I like to tone down my energy just a little bit, you know? Sometimes she's watching TV or she's on the phone, she's doing her thing. It's not a big place. I like to bring my volume down so I'm not bothering her. You know, it's just a case of respect. That's all it is. So anyways, that answers that question. Let's go ahead and get into Subdivisions by Rush. Ba-boom. I haven't heard that. I definitely haven't heard that. Oh, that's great. I love the synth work on here.
Growing up, it all seems so one-sided. Opinions all provided. The future pre-decided. Detached and subdivided in the mass production zone. Nowhere is the dreamer or the misfit so alone.
Nice.
In the high school halls, in the shopping malls, conformity cast out. In the basement bars, in the backs of cars, becomfortably cast out. Any escape might help to smooth the unattractive.
I missed this.
Suburbs have no charms to soothe the restless dream of you. Run like moths, we drift into the city, the timeless old attraction. Cruising for the action, lit up like a firefly, just to feel the living night.
This is a great little bridge. Pre-chorus.
Sell their dreams for small desires and lose the race to dance. Get caught in ticking traps.
down.
In the school halls, in the shopping malls, conform or be cast out. In the basement bars, in the backs of cars, be cool or be cast out.
There's lights.
Any escape might help to smooth the unattractive truth, but the suburbs have no charms to soothe the restless dream of you.
I love that symbol. Tight crash. It feels so good to be back. Okay, all right. I know that I haven't listened to Rush in a long time, so you know it's me coming back to them. And no, I have not heard that song. That was fantastic. I know it's a first listen, and all right, but just bear with me. Initial reaction, right? Gut feeling. I think it's one of their best tracks. I need to know: is this track typically heralded or held up as one of their best? Because that sounded fantastic to me, especially as their opener. I love how synth heavy it is, but I like how they don't give into like synth pop tendencies or sensibilities. No, they're still Rush. They're just letting that synth ride and do its thing, which obviously they've done before in their albums and their songs, but here it's like taking a big atmospheric focus. But the way that they play around with it, can I tell you, I'm loving Peart's drumming. I'm loving his drumming within that atmosphere because he plays it so elegantly, so tastefully. At no point was there anything that I would say was like over dramatic, overfilled. Why are you trying to do this complicated pattern over this thing? Like, you know, sometimes that can throw you off and you're like, you're kind of showing off. Peart is not one to show off in this regard. He is playing to the song, and the way he's playing, I think, is just absolutely brilliant. It's sensational in here. I like how, pardon the pun, Lyson is giving life and breathing life into the soul of this track. You don't always notice him right away, but he's breathing a certain kind of spirit into here. Getty, I love when his bass comes in so beautifully. I love how much space they give for that roomy synth. Getty as well, singing wise, I think that if Getty's singing is hard for you to swallow, perhaps this song might be a good one for you, because he doesn't stretch into his perhaps higher pitch that I know turns some people off. I think this might be a track to maybe get you in. There's so much warmth and feeling in this track. Of course, the lyrics, there's so much to dive into with that, and the subdivisions and the divisions in general and coming together. But this was a treat to listen to. This is like ear candy for me. This is just brilliant to me. Is this one of their, to fans, like I'm speaking directly to Rush fans, is this considered one of their best tracks? Because I know it's a first listen for myself, but I can't help leaning that way. I love the moody synth that comes in, like a little bit of the THX sound coming in. And then, of course, Peart coming in with that drums, still keeping that drama. The drumming is just so beautiful here. Kind of reminds me in some ways of Copeland's drumming. Of course, you know, they're two sides of great coins. But, I don't know, just something Copelandish about it. Because it has kind of that certain groove to it, you know? And then even when they break it up, like, Yeah, there's a clear 80s inspiration here, but it's not taking over their sound. It's just an additional facet of it. Very anthemic, easy to sing along with. That's a great track. There's just such a great mood and atmosphere in here. I love that. No, as a matter of fact, I do love it so much. Let me go ahead and add it onto my playlist because that's absolutely wonderful. I thought that was fantastic. I'm curious what you guys thought of that. Let's get into these lyrics though. Sprawling on the fringes of the city in geometric order, an insulated border in between the bright lights and the far unlit unknown. Okay, so you can literally think of like a suburb between the city and the unknown, between the urban and the rural. You can literally think of a suburb in which I grew up in, and I'm sure many people have. Growing up, it all seems so one-sided. Opinions all provided. The future pre-decided. Detached and subdivided. Great lyrical scheme and rhyming scheme. Did I just do a poet's snap? Oh my god. Can't believe I just did that. In the mass production zone, nowhere is the dreamer or the misfit so alone. I think that's interesting because, of course, when you look at building plans, especially for suburbs and subdivisions, like it is mass produced. It's a mass production zone. And I think it's interesting the line, nowhere is the dreamer or the misfit so alone. Like you have, in a sense, the good and the bad, and no one really fits in. Subdivisions in the high school halls, in the shopping malls, conform or be cast out. Subdivisions in the basement bars, in the back of cars, be cool or be cast out. The last line in the chorus kind of spells it out a little bit. From the very beginning, from childhood, in some ways we are taught to be divided, in some ways taught to be together, but in some ways taught to be divided. So in a sense, these subdivisions, he's not just talking physical subdivisions, he's also talking just a subdivision. Just divisions, but in subcategories. So I think that's really cool writing there. Any escape might help to smooth the unattractive truth, but the suburbs have no charms to soothe the restless dreams of youth. Now let me tell you, as a 30-something-year-old guy, millennial, who dreams of owning a house and buying a house one day, the suburbs are pretty much my dream. Like he says, it's a restless dream. Listen, my wife and I, that is like our dream, to own and buy a house. And that the suburbs, yeah. Hey, there's a lot of truth in that statement. Lots of it. Drawn like moths, we drift into the city, the timeless old attraction, cruising for the action, lit up like a firefly, just to feel the living night. Some will sell their dreams for small desires or lose the race to rats. Remember Rat Race? That was a good movie with Whoopi Goldberg, and there's a lot of other people in there. Rowan Atkinson was in there. That's a great movie. Underrated. Get caught in ticking traps and start to dream of somewhere to relax their restless flight, somewhere out of memory of lighted streets and quiet nights. Any escape might help smooth the unattractive truth, but the suburbs have no charms to soothe and the restless dreams of youth. Yeah, he's using the literal subdivisions and suburbs to also make statements on metaphorical divisions amongst people in so many different areas, so many different facets, starting from an early age. Great track. As always, there's a lot of meaning in it that you can look into. I think it's absolutely fantastic. Great track, especially as an opener. Let me know what you guys thought, though. I'd love to know your thoughts in the comments below. You can follow me on Twitter. You can support the channel if you wish on Patreon. It helps a lot, but you don't have to. You can also just like the video before you leave. You can subscribe if you so choose. But otherwise, thank you for being here. Enjoy the rest of your day, your night, your evening. If it's late night, like, you got to go to bed soon. You can't be up all night. But regardless whether you're watching this in the first 24 hours or 2 years later from its upload date, thank you for being here. Enjoy the rest of your day, guys, and I will see you all later. Bye.